walks into it, alright, but at least he gets a grenade off on the Panzer Grenadiers. He's going to run right into him. Hopefully shock troops get him. They're probably going to get him on retreat. I would be shocked if they didn't. Never mind. King Tiger's like, I'll protect you, Panzer Grenadier. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17 here bringing you another COH2 replay. This is Saturday, which means this is a Patreon supported replay. If you want to support the channel, my Patreon is a way to do that. And also you get benefits yourself. You get access to videos early when I can get them up. I'm slowly getting back on my schedule. Sorry guys. You get access to special parts of my Discord. You get access to our first part in call roll for Twitch streams, stuff like that for joining on in. And a couple other things like shout outs, both verbal and written at the end. Again, you want to support? Great. If you just want to like and subscribe, no worries. That seriously helps out as well. So thank you to everyone currently watching, and hopefully you enjoy this replay. We got ourselves a 4v4 on the map Essence Steelworks. That includes 2 austere, 2 OKW, 2 Soviet, and 2 American. No Brits allowed. No Brits. Sorry, if you're British, you're not allowed. I'm joking. You are allowed. You're absolutely allowed in. Just make sure you're 6 feet apart. Anyway, Stern Pioneers going on in against the American force. Infantry really jumping into the building with their echelons. Not a bad idea. Sees that coming, like, nope, I'm not leaving. And you know what? With American kind of helping down the side, absolutely works. Yeah, so unfortunately that didn't go as planned. Although, his ally is still pushing on it in the MG if they get in this building. Should be able to overwhelm that rear echelon squad. Jesus Christ. All right, 1, 2, 3, 4. We got already 4 rear echelon squads on the field. If someone's having a good day, it's like, oh, rear spam, here we go. But, yeah. Oh boy. And by the way, I'll let you know who submitted this at the end, but who's in this game right now? We got White, HK, Demolition Man, great movie, Relatable Guy, Rifle, Milam, Infantry, and Longrod von Hugendog. I'll just call him Longrod because, Jesus Christ. Anyway. Yeah, rear echelon's focusing on the MG. MG trying to get in that building. There's 3 guys shooting him now, and he's not losing all that much health. I have a feeling this MG's going to get a lot of payback in just a moment. Rear echelon's not known for their high durability. That one's extremely low. He might die from the Grenadier Squad Pioneer in the building. This one's being immediately suppressed, and is he going to die? MG brutally executes him. And they try to shoot the other one. I think he'll manage to live. Pioneers giving chase. And, yeah, rear echelons are going home. So they did very well. Infantry and Longrod both pick Urban Assault. So we could, I'm assuming the rear echelons are going to be part of some type of spam of the rifle grenade ability, which is very, very good if used correctly. And by used correctly, I mean used in a way that can help support. I'm not sure how effective it's going to be in just entirely made out, but if you do something like this, we have riflemen in the front, have that more in the back and then firing pop shots, or have them more in support, whereas they have a bazooka team that can outfight armor. That could be something very useful. Anyway, Volk Squad burning them out of the heavy cover, so the riflemen are now in the middle open. Unfortunately, the MGs as well, and it's going to die, so that's unfortunate. On the far right, we do have HK doing a pretty good job, I would say. He went infantry, by the way, so expect his grenadiers to possibly be upped even more. He's charging up. The MG will stop him, luckily from Milam, and looks like Rifle's mortar is trying to pop shots along this entire area. Not sure its overall effectiveness is going to be, but he is putting shots on target and trying to beat them back. Flamethrower coming on in, trying to hit that MG, it looks like. He's going to need some smokers, or just immediately suppress. I guess that works too. Nice idea, Rifle. Maybe next time. Meanwhile, German forces doing a decent job. Looks like they beat back American forces on the left-hand side. So yeah, all American on left, all Soviet on right. Meanwhile, we do have a good mix of Austrian and OKW, so hopefully that leads to a better composition, kind of covering each other's weaknesses, whereas an American weakness is going to be more present with 2 American players. Same thing with the Soviets. But, yeah, so rear echelon's trying to grab what they can. They did put down a cache, so at the very least, Longrod's thinking long-term in terms of resources, being like, okay, we're down now, let's get something, so that way we can kind of make up for our lack of a point. A lot of Soviet support weapon crews coming on in. MGs, we got mortars, we got an AT gun, all sorts of stuff. Flamethrower burns away the MG, and looks like the right-hand side's pretty much going to fall. This Pioneer Squad's not going to hold all that. So, yeah, they're going to definitely be beaten back. So really good job there. Meanwhile, or on the other side, American forces going in for the point. No one has really fought in mid. There's also a Kubel going in to decap this point. Sure. You can call it territory, that's fine. You just get the hell out of there, like now. Because there's a lot of Americans coming on in, and they probably want that Kubel dead, I assume. And yeah, there they go. Immediately neutralized it. Actually, does he... I'm gonna really hope that wasn't a normal grenade, and that was... Okay, thank God, it was a rifle grenade. I was gonna say... I was like, Anyway... Right now, we got Demolition Man moving on in. He actually went with Fallschirmjägers, okay. That's some better infantry and light defenses. Rifle went with terror tactics, so good artillery and anti-infantry capabilities. So overall, really good assortments of doctrines. Stern Pioneers trying to take the point. Volk Squad's in the building. But remember, that building is very weird, as there's guys on the roof, but only one window currently applicable in this area. So really, this thing's not doing all that much. And remember, because he has the doctrine of choice, he can now use incendiary grenades. So, not a bad doctrine overall, especially if you have enemy forces that likes buildings. You can just throw the Molotovs in as the Americans. Meanwhile, it looks like the Germans are having some issues against the Soviets of all guys. Double AT, so really armor's not going to have too much of an effect. He does have a bringing up a support gun. Wait, is that a demo? Oh, okay, yeah, there's a demo here. For those who don't know, again, from the angle, this is the default view. You can't see it, so that's why you would place a demo there, because that way the enemy cannot see where that demo is, and you can use that to your advantage. Because this is the default camera angle that's used on this map, so, yeah, it sucks for the opposing force, because it's like, oh, I could see a demo that was placed here, but not over here. But, you know, the enemy is... to be fair, I'd rather be on this side, because that way it's like, I like having the enemy in front of me than behind me, but that's just me. Artillery's coming on in, trying to hit the MG, and meanwhile, Grenadiers just charging forward. Well, the MG got pushed back, but I'm unsure how much damage it's going to do. Nice mortar hit, though. Oh my god, consistent mortar hits all around, and yeah, there it goes. So the mortars are on top of each other, but they've got 11 kills, so you know what? Keep doing what you're doing. You're killing a lot of Germans in the meantime. Also, you got that support gun coming on in. Not much real kills or damage. Incendiary going off, pushing back the conscript squad. Rifles in a full rout. We do have shock troops, though, moving on in, but no frontline infantry as we speak. On the left-hand side, we have a flame half-track that pushed back the American blob that was attempting to advance. Unfortunately, no AT right there. We do have an AT gun here in a Ford ambulance, but once again, Longrod's going with rear echelons, which I don't believe have been equipped with bazookas. He does no. He has not gotten the weapon rack, so he does not have anti-armor capabilities. So that half track is just gonna run rampant unless they get a lucky set of like fire on it with grenades or something like that. It's just one of those things where it's like, okay, what are you gonna do? MG's capturing the fuel, so the Germans will get the fuel back. Although both sides have done a pretty good job with resources. It seems to go back and forth a little bit, but though it looks like the Germans did also grab mid, so that's going to put a lot more pressure on the Allies, because they've lost quite a bit of VPs right now, and they definitely can't can't afford to keep losing it. Conscripts immediately get in the building before getting suppressed, so at least they got in. Shock troops moving itself around. Volk squad pulling on back. Unfortunately, the situation where it's like, okay, what do we have versus shock troops? So we don't really have anything. What do you mean we don't have anything? We literally have shit. All right. Just keep shooting from afar. How much damage could these shock troops possibly do? Throws a grenade on the MG and kills 2 models. Okay, and the MG does manage to suppress him and push it back. That's good. But unfortunately, the MG is barely alive now, and the Zis gun is very close to killing it. Oh, God. Okay. Well, T-70 moving on in, so it looks like the Allies trying to pump out some better light armor. And, yeah, the Volk squads in Stern going to have a bit of an issue. They have no AT. HK has no AT. He actually doesn't have a lot of men in general. So I don't know what they're going to do against that T-70. Meanwhile, on the other side, we have an American force. Okay, so we have a Stuart over here, backed up by American infantry. So, yeah, American firepower. Throws incendiary to stop the blob, which that is a blob, absolutely. And it looks like it's being grouped in together. Although, no, that unit... The riflemen are being grouped together. The Echelon is not. So the reason I say that is I would consider that a dumb blob if there's a lot of units being close knit together by single action orders. If it's something that's more micro intensive and you're individual each one, then yeah. But if it's mostly being done by single orders, it's a dumb blob, which usually is a lot easier to hit. rather than a smart blob where if it's individually microing all the different units, it's a lot harder to pin down and really hit a lot of those units with a Stuka or Katusha or Panzerwerfer, whatever type of artillery you hit it with. Grenade being fired. Oh god, Panzer Grenadier throwing a bundle grenade into the building. Gets out in time, so good retreat there. Meanwhile, Infantry's continuing to put on pressure. Half-track, though, coming on in. Stuart, though, has realized the situation is like, there's no Panzerfaust here. I don't really feel a threat. Let's maybe kill this half-track. And yeah, Bazooka team opens fire. Gets a good shot on the half-track. And Stuart gets another great shot there and slowly drive it back. T-70 coming on over, trying to go for that Fallschmager kill. They might be able to do it. It's going to be close. Oh, nope. Runs into a Sturm Pioneer squad. He's like, nope. I am not going to deal with that. And he immediately pulls back. MG kind of just trying to open fire on the American infantry, trying to do what he can. And yeah, Stuart slowly wearing in terror. And Molotov again going down. It's MG34s. It's going to be a little bit harder to cause that suppression. And yeah, it didn't do enough in time. Rifle grenade as well being fired. He's slowly dying and being barbecued in the building. So good job. He at least got out. Meanwhile, on the far right, Rifle managed to, looks like, beat back a lot of forces with his shock troops, which demolished a lot of the support equipment by White and HK, it looks like. So not too shabby. Got a number of kills to Vet 2 veterancy, and shock troops will take over that point. Giving the allies a little bit of time to breathe as they grab mid as well, which will allow them victory points to start pushing the enemy down, and also the fuel hopefully will stay under allied control. Those Sturm Pioneers doing their best, although nice job with the Stuart killing the MG. I don't know why you would keep it in there for so long, but yeah, you definitely want to pull back if your units are getting low, especially if they were barbecued by a Molotov. It's probably a general rule. If your men were hit by a Molotov cocktail, maybe head back to base and get some, fresh bandages for that burn. That's what you do, right? If you get a 3rd-degree burn, you wrap it up with bandages. I think that's what you do. Don't do that. By God, don't. Please don't. Oh my God. Anyway, Rangers currently battling with these the MG over here. Okay, not bad. Rangers extremely good with the Thompsons. Panzer Grenadiers trying to stop him with an MG barely alive. Looks like they do drive him off, and looks like the Echelon is making cover. Theoretically not a bad idea, because it looks like what he might be trying to do, also nice shot with the rifle grenade. What he's trying to do is A, block vehicles, and B, allow maybe his infantry an area to kind of have a spot to hold. In terms of like, okay, hide behind all this cover. You can easily volley fire against the enemy, even if they're in this building, and wear them down over time. Whereas if they're out in the open or in a yellow cover, it's a lot easier to suppress. Stuart opening fire on the Pioneers, easily pushing them back. And nice kill right there with the American half-track, just annihilating that force. Stuart up to 11 kills so far. Rifleman, a mixture of kills, but hey, good veterancy all around. And then meanwhile, we have Echelons in the building, just chilling. Vet 3, because he's just popping rifle grenades. Again, not a bad idea. If the enemy's in the building, you just keep firing. Oh my God, great rifle grenade right there. And yeah, brings me down to a very low health. Captain, probably just going to keep the infantry back. Probably can't kill anything, but still, at least it's holding it back for the time being. Meanwhile, we have Infantry continuing to put pressure. And with the Fallschmagers are here, but they still have armor. Most likely, they're going to be beat back unless that AT gun is like really close to the front, which it's a little ways off. No way the Fallschmagers can hold for too much longer. They're going to need to pull back. Speaking of pulling back, it looks like HK has brought in an Oswind, but it looks like most of his forces are just waiting to strike. So that, I mean, maybe kind of bring that up. Looks like we have a Panzer IV on the field. Do we have any other Axis armor on the field? We have another Panzer IV. Okay, so we have quite a few armored units, a number of things. So hopefully that can kind of spearhead against the Soviet front. The problem is that the Soviets are well prepared at the very least. I saw 2 AT guns. I thought I saw some mines, though. I'm looking over. I don't see anything necessarily, unless I'm mistaken. I really don't see mines. I know the demo is here. It looks like that blew up the building. But yeah, anyway. Panzer IV. Oh, wait, no. Okay, so White went with Elite Armored. So he's calling in the Panzer Commando ability for the artillery. Not a bad idea. I think it might be slightly better if you try to avoid direct confrontation with the AT gun when doing that, because you don't know if the enemy, again, you get a mine or AT grenade, especially with the Soviets. You don't want to be in that situation where you're literally lighting yourself up and putting yourself in harm's way. Panzer IV is good on speed, so you can kind of go to the right, drop in, and pull back, especially when you have the entirety of the right side under your control. So I'm assuming fair to say if you have the right side under your control, you can kind of use that area to get out. Ostwin trying to remove the MG in mid, but the Zis-3 is popping some shots. Stuart could go in there, maybe damage an engine or shell shock it, or hell, fire through, maybe if they're lucky. But so far not the case. Rifle grenade being fired does very little. It kills a model, but even that didn't do that much overall. Meanwhile, fighting on the left, we have rare echelons currently just chilling in the building. Rangers as well opening fire with grenadiers. Looks like they're doing some damage. The one squad's already very low. Rangers get inside, annihilate the unit. Rangers get outside and pull back. There's a grenade fired. I think that was from the rear echelons. Well, they just brutally murdered the grenadiers, so yay, rifle grenades? Oh my god, is this like the noob tube? Like, oh, that's what's gonna be just like the mass murderers of this game is the noob tube? I'm sorry, I know people are like, oh my god, noob tube requires no skill. And then I'm like, you have no idea. You have no idea the power of the noob tube. Call of Duty, Modern Warfare 2, infinite ammo, no recoil, and people get noob tubes and fire them into the sky at the enemy team. So literally it's just enemy mortar fire essentially just coming on and you have to hide, but then fire shots yourself and pray that one of your teammates gets a AC-130 before hell is literally brought down on you, because if the enemy team gets an AC-130 with unlimited ammo and no recoil, you're gone. You're done. The entire map is flattened, nuke, done. It's not even a question. Not even a question. And for those who are like, oh man, that was a fun custom game. No. No. I wish it was custom games. That was a staple in multiplayer because of so much rampant glitching. That's what happens when you rush out Modern Warfare 2. Still a great game, but still, my god. Speaking of great things, Greyshot with that Rakan Warfare knocks out the T-70, trying to escape. Riflemen, though, coming on in with fully equipped bars, so they are primed and ready to go while these German forces are a little weaker. Demolition Man probably wants to regroup his forces. He is getting himself a Panther. So while Infantry is bringing out a Sherman, he'll have the one up in armor. If he can get the Fallschirmjägers up to... look, he has enough munitions. He could go toe-to-toe with Fallschirmjägers, absolutely. Meanwhile, we do have a push over here with armor. It looks like that is actually making a little bit of headway. Another artillery barrage coming on in. The crane is under fire, it looks like, a little bit. Panzer IV hitting the MG on the side. Ostwin about to fight a T-34. Not a terrible fight. Oh, although, good job killing the cache at the very least. So the Allies losing some resources there. At least 250 manpower. But anyway, the reason I say this, usually flak fire does actually quite a bit to a T-34, especially a weaker one. Nice kill on the T-30, sorry, for support. Oh, hits a mine! Okay, there was a mine. And, yeah, Panzer IV now needs to worry about this infantry, but the Ostwind should be able to really help annihilate this stuff, especially with the Panzer IV with the MG42. I have a good feeling that this infantry is just going to be torn apart. Grenadiers now moving on in. Conscripts not really having a ton of support. You have the Zis gun over here, but it's mainly dealing with this Panzer IV along the flank, and it bounced that shot. Sherman coming on in. We do have the armored front, so at least can take more hits. Grenadiers on standby. He can't get too close because of the Panzerfaust, but Panzer IV is still doing what it can, though misses the shot horribly. Fortunately, the loader, oh, sorry, not the loader, the aimer would just, I guess, sneezed at the same time and just shot it down. It's like, oh, damn it. But anyway. So I don't know if that's how a tank works. Apparently there's a place in Texas where you can drive tanks. I'm curious about doing that. About, like, because they have Shermans and T-34s and such. I'm like, that seems like fun. Speaking of fun, Stuart shell-shocking a Panzer IV, blocking sight so that way it can escape along with its Sherman buddy over here. Do they have AT coming in? They do have a lieutenant with one bazooka team or two. Looks like we have two, so that'll actually do quite a bit against this if supported with maybe the Sherman as well with armor piercing. They can kind of go toe-to-toe. The armored front, or aka the bulldozer attachment, will help it as well take a few more hits. So, not too shabby. Sherman and bazooka teams doing exactly what they need to. Knocks out the main engine. And Demolition Man is forced back. Great job over there. Meanwhile, Panzer Grenadiers and, oh god, Grenadiers and MG just being like, yeah, we're not going over there. We are staying far away from Longrod's position. So, right now, Longrod's just building a lot of tank traps and defenses. Again, great cover and also stops armor rushes from hitting a lot of key positions. Fighting position as well. So, yeah, this is going to be a little bit more entrenched, a little harder to take. But, hey, we'll see how things go. Rifle grenade from the Germans now being fired. Something's being called in. Oh, it's okay, smoke. Smoke from Longrod, I assume. Panzerwerfer coming on in, not really getting a great hit. Major is closer to the front. One note, he's outside of the area of coverage that would be his base, so the airstrikes are, well, absolutely possible. He could do a recon plus artillery barrage, again, but unfortunately, or frag bomb by HK. So just as a notice, if you are versing an American, you can do that. It's resource intensive, but you can absolutely do a lot if you hit that main base. T-34 trying to advance, but the Panthers keeping him back. Looks like the Panzer IV may have been rammed or blocked, body blocked by the T-34. But hey, White doesn't care. Stern Pioneers are decommissioning it for fuel. Yeah, so Rifle and Milam are doing what they can with their T-34. So we have an 85 variant over here, because he went with Guard Border, heavier infantry and armor, respectively. But right now it's just using it for the T-34, 85. Pack Gun, though, did manage to drive them back. It looks like, though, we have a little bit of a change. Infinite's kind of fighting more in mid. I think, if I would assume, Demolition Man's also going to be bringing over his Panther. This Panther, by the way, under some major fire. T-34 still not doing too much, although this gun might kill it. Ram ability. Ram gets the kill. All right, never mind. I'm sorry I doubted you, Mr. T-34. I can see you're very powerful. You are very, very powerful. Don't let anyone tell you differently. Anyway, shock troops advancing. We do have artillery fire coming in this general area. And Stern Pioneers trying to go in on target, trying to do what they can. Smoke going down, kind of stopping the Stern Pioneers in their tracks. And yeah, forcing them back. Support gun now an open target. Shock troops already with 16 kills, not too shabby. We have a third shock troop squad somewhere. Oh, it's healing back at base. Okay. This Panther tried to rush on in, but looks like it had some difficulties there. Actually, hold on. Yeah, most of his infantry had to either fall back or couldn't really push. Artillery fire coming on in. I'm assuming Calliope, maybe? Yeah, Calliope open fired from his base. Very bad idea. Never fire artillery next to a retreat point. That seems like a hugely regrettable decision, because then everyone's like, okay, focus over there. Oh, there's a base over here? Cool. Well, the good news is, at the very least, the Allies are able to take right, though VP point-wise, they're still going down. Middle, they're trying to make some ground with Milan pushing on in, though HK is just shredding him. There is a bunker going down. They could easily neutralize that with a Zis or something. Stuart as well is trying to pop in with 20 kills on it. Not too shabby. Pack gun, though, still right there. Frag bomb comes in. Stuart, oh, I love it. He leaves for the frag bomb, then comes right back. He's like, I'm here, boys. I'll help. But yeah, Soviets are still kind of in this weird position where it's like, okay, we can't really advance, but we can't. We were told not to retreat, so what do we do? And right now, they're just dying. Okay, there we go. They finally got the ability to retreat. Panther being pushed back by the sheer number. Wait, do these guys have bazookas? No, they don't. So I'm assuming the AT gun maybe drove it back or something. Might have been just in range. They do kill the half-track, so there goes the planes advantage, or anti-air against the planes. Which, yeah, they could call some airstrikes in. We'll see. Wow, White has a ton of manpower. 1,200. I don't know what you're saving up for, man, but you probably want to spend that. Meanwhile, Allies are looking at a population of, like, probably mid-70s. Okay, maybe low 70s overall, but not too shabby is what I'm trying to say. Panzer IV rush in mid, HK trying to push on up. Katusha may have fired or something, and that kind of gave them an idea. This gun, though, could get a kill. Does get the kill up to Veteran C2, almost Vet 3, though I think the infantry might put an end to that. Again, but one credit where credit's due, the Axis retook the points, so right now you have to use shock troops to really quickly decap that. Stern Pioneers decapping the fuel, hopefully bring it back under German hands. And, yeah, pulling the resource. Actually, I was going to say the resource back to Axis, but that's not really the case. Axis are already doing great with fuel, and they've put down a ton of caches. I think most of them are fuel, though. So, but they still have both, no, they have 1 munition point. Hold on. Yeah, okay, so they have 52 munitions per turn on both sides. The big thing right now is fuel, and the Axis are almost doubling the allies right now. If they capture this, they'll have 48 fuel. They'll have 48 fuel per turn. What is happening? Am I wrong with that statement? How are they getting this? Oh, it's because they had this territory too. Okay. They had a lot more territory than I thought they did. T-34 coming on in. Remember, that's a lighter T-34. Maybe he tries to go in for the ram here. Nope, shock troops just scare him shitless. So, yeah, Panther's just going to have a rough day. Though, he's using heat rounds. Oh, back up. Back up, back up, back up, back up. Oh, my God. T-34 is, like, so close. Almost had him. Panther could easily get the kill there. He's going to get the kill. Does get the kill. The other T-34 might go in for the ram. Is he going to go for the ram? Rifle is still giving chase. He's trying to get it. Panzer headquarters will open fire and hurt the T-34, though. And, yeah, he'll make it back to base. Maybe Sturm Tiger? Maybe? No? Man, one can hope. Anyway, German forces being utterly devastated by the Rangers over here. And, yeah, Panzer Grenadiers being annihilated by the rows and rows of tank traps. Just rows and rows of it. Anyway, Panzer IV trying to break through with some of the remaining Grenadiers as reserve. They seem to be doing just that. The fighting position, I'm sorry, the tank traps are weak enough to where they could easily just shoot them with it. The Calliope as well could help break them. Oh, Sherman, though, coming on in. Oh, never mind. Infinite's coming in to help relieve some pressure. Though there is a flak base over here that's opening fire on the Sherman. And that might actually put it over the edge. Panzer IV needs 1 shot, but the Jackson actually forces him back. Pack gun, though, moving on in. 1 clear shot on target will do it. And there goes the Sherman with bulldozer upgrade. Jackson now being blocked by the Sherman. Unfortunately, not able to really connect a hit or get the Panzerfaust out. Meanwhile, in mid, we have the T-34 right there with the VP under their control. Axis right now are looking in the, I would say, low 60s. So, still not too off from the Allies, all things considered. Right now, it's just left-hand side, I think, is like the biggest issue. Because especially if more and more of these defenses are laid down, it just becomes harder and harder to advance. But they can also use that to their advantage. If the Germans can get to that line, they can use that heavy cover. But on the flip side, I'm assuming there's fighting positions that will suppress them as well. Not just fighting positions, but you also have, like, the Calliope. So if they get too close, Calliope could rip them a new one. Meanwhile, we have Demolition Man going with the King Tiger. We got White still unable to choose anything, and looks like his Panther slowly pulling on back. Nice artillery, though. It looks like he might have murdered a lot of infantry right there, and not entirely. Oh, is the AT gun? Yeah, he killed the AT gun. Good. So yeah, use the artillery rounds, killed the AT gun, and you know, just gave it a. Oh my God. Well, I was gonna say gave it just rewards, but then IL-2 bomb strike just murders that, so maybe not. Oh boy. Meanwhile, Panzer IV trying to do what it can. It's backed up by Volk squads and shock troops retreating. That usually a T-34 is on the weaker end of the scale for battles against a Panzer IV, especially one that is not too shabby. I mean, he's using Blitz right now, so he's at least Vet 1. If you get to Vet 2, yeah, HK would definitely have an advantage with that Panzer IV. But a nice rear shot with the T-34. Guard troops as well now here. T-34 might be able to beat it, although it does bounce that round. Shrek team moving on in, and you got the Panther as well. So yeah, definitely want to pull back that T-34. Meanwhile, on the left, the King Tiger is holding back Infinite's forces pretty well. Jackson, though, is hitting him, but he's not doing a lot. And you got the Fallschirmjägers here as well, with the Sturm Pioneer as backup. So yeah, I think the King is safe for now, and he'll just keep firing shots down range, hurting infantry. Calliope, though, coming on in on the King Tiger. Unfortunately, none of them are connecting to the King. The Jackson's still giving it its all, but god damn, it's not enough. Is Sturm Pioneer now opening fire? Rifle grenade now being fired again. Infinite as that same Doctrine, even though he has not used it to such an extent as, well, Longrod, who's gotten a number of kills, although not the top killer. Definitely not the top killer. That would, oh my god, the Stewart died. Damn it. But, yeah, some other forces have doing pretty damn well with kills overall this game. Let's see. Unfortunately, I don't think any of them are alive right now. 16. Right now, 16 kills is the highest I currently can find kill-wise. There goes the support weapon crew under fire. I think the American infantry would probably... Yeah, American has 20 kills. So that's not too shabby. Rangers might have... no, everything has like 16 kills. Why does everything have like around 16 kills? I don't understand. Like 13 kills. Jesus. Okay, that one has 5. Good. Something different. Yeah. Alrighty. So. And the shock troops, yeah. Both of them has 16 kills. Or 10. Oh my god. Anyway, looks like overall, Allies did get back some of the VPs, but we'll see how long that lasts. Panther just chilling. There's a shock troop blob over here, so that's going to be a hell of a thing to fight. Launches the artillery rounds to come on in. Shock troops, hopefully. Oh no, it's a frag bomb. See, I made that mistake. And, yeah. That was a lot more costly than the artillery. Anyway, doing the ram, just barely is out of sight. Oh my god. Yeah, he does mark target though on the Panther. Still have trouble. And, yeah, the Panther activates penetrating rounds to annihilate that thing. The 85 is pulling on back. Can take a few more hits. Trying to carry some shock troops with him. Another T-34 coming on in. Again, it's marked, so it's easier to hit and pen. Still bounces, of all things. Volk squad's coming on in. We have an AT gun trying to maybe assist. Oh my god, so much armor coming inbound. Panzer IV and a Panther. This gun might help try to neutralize this Panzer IV. Infantry's trying to give him a little bit of perimeter to keep some of the support weaponry back. Terror tactics, though, using fear propaganda to suppress the infantry. Panther trying to assist. We have a King Tiger over here now, firing some great shots on point. Damn, alright. And then on the left-hand side, we have the Panzer IV Grenadiers decapping this point, cutting off some munition point resources. That's good. Calliope hitting the MG. Rangers opening fire. Looks like they were equipped with bazookas. So they do have an additional bonus of not only close range, but bazookas as well, which is horrifying in my opinion. But hey, that's some top-tier infantry right there. It's good against infantry. It's good against infantry and armor. Though probably not as effectively as a Ranger squad fully equipped with, you know, bazookas. But I digress. Panther taking a few hits. Looks like the Allies still have a few tricks left. Additional armor coming on in. I think that's his, yeah, the only 2 additional T-34s. Both 85s, though. Hammering that Panther. Slowly pushing it back. Good job across the board. And, yeah, no, that's going to be enough with that King Tiger to at least drive it back, though he does have a crippled engine. Well, never mind. Germans bringing back a Panzer IV. And also moving up the Panther. Remember, as Panzer Commander on, so we can use artillery. And also heat rounds. Come on, baby. You got this. All right. Panzer IV going in. Heat round gets a great shot. Panzer IV gets another great shot. Might go in for a final kill on that. Hits a mine and misses the shot. The dive did not work. And the target is down. Good job. Good Soviet defense over here. I love also how they have a pack gun watching mid. Alrighty, so that was a nice little hold right there. Allies down but not out. They've inflicted some severe shots on the enemy, and I believe hold on. Yeah, both T-34s are down. He could possibly get a new one if he just loses a few men. You know, he's a Soviet Union, that's fine. Oh my god. Anyway, so it looks like, oh my god. Looks like a relatable guy is being very relatable as he can't charge across without being utterly devastated across the board. So, looks like Calliope fire and other things just came on in, took him out. It's, yeah, not great. But, and also looks like his static defenses are working in droves at keeping at least this point under his control, which is actually good. I don't mind him going this solemn defense because right now they need to hold the VPs. Meanwhile, great flank coming in by Bazooka Team and the Jackson on the King Tiger and the Panther. How many? Wait. Yeah, I was going to say, both of them have deployed King Tigers at this point. Just put 2 and 2 together. But hey, good, not a bad idea if you can keep them alive. That's the thing, though. They have to keep them alive. So we'll see how that goes. Meanwhile, we have Grenadiers trying to do what they can. Looks like the Lieutenant, though, is... yeah, he's just chilling. He's waiting. King Tiger advancing. That's going to give him a perfect shot along the side. Maybe even a rear shot if he's lucky. Double Jackson's now hitting it. Oh my god, King Tiger incredibly low. Jackson's might attempt to push, though Stern Pioneers are waiting for him. So, glad he did, because again, he could lose quite a bit. Alright, but the armor's going back for some heals. Calliope could as well open fire if Longrod can get sight. King Tiger and Panther still fighting with what they got On this other side, HK has 2 Panthers now. So for those who wanted a good old-fashioned armor brawl, by God, you've tuned into the right battle. The Allies are deploying mass amounts of T-34s. We have 1 Su-85, but still majority is T-34 based. Jackson's holding the left-hand side with Calliope. I'm assuming, yeah, the Sherman's still alive over here, and he has 2 Calliopes. Also, we have a recon overhead provided by, yes, Joint Operations, which Relatable is getting artillery, so he does have now a possibility of starting to already a lot of these static defenses, which could, how do I put this? Plane just crashed. Oh my God, that could have been bad. It's just a little more south and like a little more down, and that would have been perfect. Panther opening fire on the T-34, once again using heat rounds. Unfortunately, White is burning through a lot of his munitions, so right now I don't think he's going to be able to keep. He's not going to keep up the firepower that he's probably used to, because you just won't have the ability to get that. So, again, we'll see what happens. Anyway, Stern Pioneers pulling on back. Large shock troops are back in town. Still, oh wait, bottle grenade being thrown. Walks into it, all right, but at least he gets the grenade off on the Panzer Grenadiers. He's going to run right into him. Hopefully, the shock troops get him. They're probably going to get him on retreat. I would be shocked if they didn't. Never mind. King Tiger's like, I'll protect you, Panzer Grenadier. Armor support is on the way. And yeah, they just annihilated all the shock troops. And got a number of kills and some good veterancy off it. So, because again, killing a shock troop is not an easy thing. So good job with that. Panther forces, by God, coming on in. And they have a lot of them. Moving on in force. Backed up by infantry. The Su-85 is going to easily be overwhelmed. There's a T-34 coming in behind. Another one as well. Panthers may have just been encircled, and they do neutralize one. Rams a second from behind. That might have been an engine crit. We'll see. I think it was. Yeah, it was an engine crit. The smoke. All right. Panther, though, fired from behind. He does have enough for more heat rounds. I don't think he has enough for artillery, though. King Tiger slowly making its way. Panthers repositioning itself, trying to block a lot of the shots with front armor. Another armored unit's lost. 2 T-34s trying to push their way up the hill to get around the Panther. They probably will. The question is, can they kill this other Panther in time? This one is dead. Second one's going to move through. It's not. Again, no engine crits. Out of control, though. Last shot does get it. They're all still advancing. This one T-34, Vet 3, does get neutralized. And the Panther and King Tiger are just in this, like, weird choke point while shock troops are charging against them. Fun fact, I don't think shock troops are going to win against the King Tiger. But I've been wrong before, and we'll see if I'm wrong now. But, yeah, so it looks like Rifle, I think, yeah, Rifle and Milam are driven back pretty hard. Fallschirmjägers are now being deployed by Demolition Man behind enemy lines, trying to kill the support equipment. Excellent combat drop, just shredding the pack. Hopefully gets this Vet 3. MG still focusing on the front, although not stopping the decap at this point, which will be 2 very important decaps. So, very good job there. And yeah, Panther, again, just, it's open now. He may have lost quite a bit, but he looks like got himself a new one and trying to push on through. Unfortunately, he pushed through the Soviets. The Americans, I'll give it this. You're not going to just run through the American base and quickly kill a lot of their artillery. Yeah, Calliopes have a bit more armor than your normal Katyusha, so I think you're going to be okay. But, anyway, we got Panzerwerfer opening fire, most likely on the American forces. Kind of dumbfounded right now. I'll be like, wait, what the hell just happened? But really great breakthrough on the right-hand side. I'll definitely tip my hat off to the to White and HK for breaking through there. They still have, although HK did lose quite a bit. Let me be very clear on that. And it's not like the Germans aren't losing anything. They're still losing infantry. But the question is, can the Soviets come back? Milam has a lot of manpower right now, and he did rapidly deploy T-34s. But Rifle as well is a little more down, and it's a lot more manpower to keep those shock troops operational. So I think Rifle's the hardest hit out of them. The question is, you got a great hit, and you got the territory. Now you need to hold. And right now, that's where I think Demolition Man's infantry really needs to do some outstanding work. Now, it looks like it's doing that against Infinite Knight. We have a Stuka opening fire on what? Oh, close range. Okay, they're trying to get a nice kill. Oh, one more bomb would have probably got that, but alas. Nice shot all around. Jackson's moving on in against the King. King Tiger being marked, although still bouncing. Man, even mark target. Even everyone's like, oh, they'll always pens. Like, nope, they're still bouncing. King Tiger again. He's trying to get out using heat rounds, but he's not fast enough. Doesn't really manage to save himself. Looks like T-34 is going to fire from behind and yeah, execute him. Unfortunately, White has plenty of resources, so he'll probably get another King Tiger very soon. T-34 is probably going to die. Oh, wait! Relatable guy's coming on in. He's like, all right, screw the left-hand side. Oh, my God. Well, I'm just going to say that's a barrel ground. We'll check on that later. Jackson trying to get the hell out. King Tiger executing him. Although Infantry has plenty of resources to get a new one. Yeah, right now Infantry, Ranger Squad specifically, and with bazooka, and also the Lieutenant with bazookas, could do quite a bit to that King, and actually does bring it down quite a bit with that Jackson. Still being chased, but now with that extra bazooka support, that King Tiger being buttoned, great combo with Milam, is just being hammered. Again, all that from bazookas, and there goes the King, brought down by bazooka team, so great job with that. Brumbard now being hit, all things considered, and taken out. So Brumbard needs to pull back before it's annihilated. Jackson being like, oh, thank you, Infantry. I'll now move in. Relatable guy still has armor in the area, although it looks like his Panther is getting some heals. The left-hand side is completely open, but it's open and it's not, because while there's the allies can come through here, you might say, well, there's not many allied forces. Yes and no. There's not many allied forces, but dear Lord, the allies are currently working on just a fucking... yeah, so the bulldozer makes these. That's going to be hard to break through. You're going to need a lot of artillery is what I'm trying to say. Stuka, though, yeah, they killed the infantry in mid. So they got that. Ranger's just trying to move on through, but he's like, yeah, I lost my comrade, I'm running. The other Ranger squad got hit by the Panzerwerfer. This squad got hit by T-34. Maybe fires one. Nope, pulls back. The problem is as well, you have like multiple sets of Calliopes that can still open fire. So while Longrod's currently just camping the left, he is holding a valuable VP, which allows all the other allies to focus here, even some of Longrod's own forces, which is good. I'm actually kind of glad to see it. He's holding his... Oh my god, nice shot with the Calliope on that Panther, really shredding him pretty damn quick. And yeah, there goes the Stuka, and being annihilated by a great Calliope canister. Meanwhile, Panzer IV moving on in, but all the infantry support got killed by another Calliope, and he got shredded by... Well, it's either going to be one of the Su-85, or the Su-85, or the T-34s, or the Jackson, or the Vet-3 Zis with 2 armor kills, not too shabby. Something like that. Now, it looks like they're trying to push on through, but I think they're going to have a harder time as well. It looks like we have some mines being placed to stop a push, which is good. Though, White's giving it his all. He still has a ton of resources. I'm surprised he hasn't deployed something else. You can't... Actually, he has enough. He can deploy both, like, King Tiger... Yeah, and a Sturm Tiger if you want to. Maybe I was just waiting for like that 3 minutes because I can't see that. But good. You know, at least he got that. Panther walks on in. Oh my god! Like this is like a corral moment. Like come pet your. Hey guys, we at our new petting zoo we have a pet panther for you to show. And literally he's trying to escape, and the handler's like, no, go back in your cage. Go back in your cage. Like, he has nowhere to go. He has nowhere to go. He's now an exhibit. He is now an exhibit. He tried to go in for, like, this deep thing, but he got literally corralled in. Oh, my God. This is insane. But I do say guard your flank. And by God, this is guarding your flank. Now, Demolition Man deploys another King, so we right now have 2 King Tigers on the field. The Germans are, looks like, kind of consolidating a lot of their armor and kind of really trying to condense into a single front, and maybe to a single attack. Panther, I mean, like, you still got plenty of more armored vehicles over here, and if they push up, they could do a lot of damage. Now, White, I think, still needs more munitions before, like, to kind of really penetrate through with artillery. Though, if we look at this, Panther has 23 kills. It's done a lot. It's gotten 6 vehicle kills. Hot damn. Unfortunately, HK's had a bit more of a issue there, but, you know, it's fine. They can't all be winners. Anyway, a lot of the Allied forces right here. Do the Germans have any... Yeah, wait, they have artillery. What am I saying? Yeah, they have artillery. And it looks like the artillery is doing what it needs to. It's kind of hitting this general area. So that's good. At the very least, focus on where they're, like, grouped up. Hopefully combat that. But it looks like the Allies might have realized what the Germans are doing, kind of focusing a lot of their efforts in a single front. Hopefully that works. But yeah, anyway, armor's moving on in. Again, kind of bad because almost allowing them to get rear armor shots. Infantry being hammered by the Brumbar. And yeah, Panther pulling on back. Looks like a major armor battle is pretty much being done. Light artillery barrage going on in effect. Jackson's kind of covering the right-hand side. But we got White's armor, and the Su-85 is, I think, going to have a little bit of an issue. Yeah, hold on. Oh, wait, no, he just runs right through. I was going to say, is he going to have a hard time retreating? Artillery's coming on in over in this region. The MG's going to be going bye-bye. But once again, aim straight through the shot. And yeah, the Panther, unfortunately, is just going to be slowly worn down. Well, let's see. We have another push on left. They're having issues with all the fighting positions over here and being suppressed. King Tiger, I don't know. I don't even think he knows where the hell to go with this. Meanwhile, in mid, Panthers and all the infantry are just being shredded. Although, along with the American forces, let me be very clear on that. Infinite is not having a good day with some of his men he's sending in. But hey, he's still sending them in, and some of them are getting some veterancy. But yeah, Calliope's doing work at the very least. 30 kills. Not too shabby. And yeah, just annihilating the Grenadier before it can go for the decap. Still a very close game, all things considered. And yeah, not too shabby. Echelon's moving on in the Fallschirmjäger. And once again, more Calliope shots. Beating back the MG. And yeah, very low on health. I was surprised that he isn't dead. Oh, fear propaganda. Good use. Again, stopping enemy from capturing it, suppressing them, keeping the point under your control. You don't need to use it as, like, to hold off big blobs. Sometimes a simple use of allowing Panzer Grenadiers to be stood in place while you barbecue them with Molotov shortly thereafter. Not a bad idea, though. Panzerwerfer coming on in, doing a lot of damage to that infantry. Though I think could have done a lot more. That King Tiger, I don't know what it was trying to do, but it was trying to do something, and I give it credit for that, but I don't know. Was that a King Tiger? Hold on. Was that a King Tiger? Wait, was it demolition? No. Something died. It looked like it was a recent wreck of a king, but apparently that was not the case because we already have 2 kings on the field. All right, my apologies, guys. I'm not sure what died over there, but we have both King Tigers still trying to fight. It's just there's so many anti-tank guns. Artillery is not a terrible idea for constantly hitting that. Fallschirmjäger's deployed. Sherman retreating. Not entirely sure why. They executed the Fallschirmjäger squad pretty quick. And Rangers are currently guarding this point, so they're not going over here. Armor trying to figure out what the hell to do. Again, artillery in this sector I feel like would be very good. I feel like that would be like their best bet. They might be doing it over here. They are doing it over there. That's going to get some quick veterancy to relatable guy. That's all, especially if you're hitting armor consistently. Pack 43 could actually be good. That would be a hell of a risk, especially with the Calliopes though. But it could be worth it if they could put it, like, here. Like, that would be, like, quickly get it up and then have it just blast all this shit. Just massive armor push. Try to keep them contained. Hell of a gamble, but I don't think they have the resources for it. They have recon pass going overhead. I don't think is the Oswind still alive? Oswind is dead. Oswind died. Okay. So the Oswind did not get recruited. It died. Pack 43 is going in mid. That's even riskier because it's out in the open. I mean, look, it's not a bad idea to build this. It's absolutely not. It's just here you're just not going to get as much as if it's here and can fire through the building or something like that, where it's just firing through obstacles and just shredding everything. So that's just my general opinion on that. Anyway, a lot of allied armor just guarding the point, which makes sense. They want to wear the enemy down. They want to get that VP. All right, that's what they need to do. That's what they have to do. So, what's going on right here? Well, we have an armor push coming on in. Try with a back by Pack 43, but all the armor's outside. They're like, we'll just use our tank destroyers at range. That's what we're gonna do. But by God, the Germans are giving it their all. Huge armor push but walking into a slaughter almost. Artillery, though, coming on in, hitting the Calliope, knocking that out, so that's good. I think that was Calliope. But anyway, Rangers died, so a little win there. Jackson's, though, shredding the Panzer IV. By God, they're shredding it. Get the hell out of there, son. Brumbar opening fire on the infantry. Taking the Jackson's fire, so that's good, but now the Brumbar's barely alive, and yep, there it goes. Panzer IV, you're still not out of the woods yet. You're still in mid. Pack 43 is right there. It might have actually hit the Jacksons, which is why they immediately had to retreat. King Tiger's still on the right-hand side. Flying debris. They're trying to get this thing operational. At the very least, you're keeping the tank destroyers at range. Now it's more of an infantry game, as long as that thing's covering. Unfortunately, it looks like they weren't able to get that final shot, and all the armor's still alive. Calliope, though, again, this is the problem. As soon as you have this thing, and the Calliope will open fire. Luckily, though, it looks like it missed. We're having more fun at the OK Corral over here, as the armor is attempting to break through. But, yeah, there's problems. They can't figure out how to get through all of that. So, yeah. Oh my God, there's just layers of it. So many layers. Like an onion. But anyway, Panther trying to bust on through. He might... Oh, never mind. I was going to say, he might get a kill on Jackson, but I don't think that... Oh, wait, no, they actually killed Jackson. Good job. They got one. They got one. The King Tiger got one. Yay. But they still have a line of AT and S-25s and such, and heavy infantry, so by God, I don't think they're going to gain much ground. King Tiger trying to push on in. Calliope meeting it head on. Okay, I'm kidding. It's more the T-34s, but it looks like he doesn't care, so alright. This thing was decrewed at the very least, and they're probably going to kill it. There they go. Meanwhile, the armor is kind of grouped up, which is a horrible idea. M1's like, man, I'm getting a perfect shot on all these guys. Alright, just keep loading it in. Just keep loading in the shots. Nice AT grenade from the conscript. Now we're going to see Milam charge up. We have air support inbound. Wait, you have 1,000 munitions, and this is the first time, Demolition Man, you call it in? Oh my God. And I want to say that we just saw a German kamikaze kill a Tiger. By God. That... Alright, I've never seen a German plane, I don't believe, kill their own unit. But yeah, he's like, I can't let him die like that. Let me kill him for... Alright, there goes another plane. But yeah, they're immediately shot down. Just like, they got a good initial strafe in. That would have helped a little bit. You know, maybe helped out. A nice flank, by the way, with the Panther going around. The question is, can he kill it? He does kill it, but I feel like Jackson's going to execute him. Yep, no, T-34 is just going around as well. They're probably going to finish him off. They do. Good shot there. Germans trying to take the point. They're like, we need the VPs. And, you know, I'll give credit. The Germans are giving everything they got. They have King Tiger with such low... I mean, a good thing he had placed the mine there. But by God, he is like, there's no support. He's so vulnerable. All right, Panther's coming on to assist. Look, he does have emergency repairs if he gets to a safe spot. And he did murder the T-34, so at least good kill with that. I think what he was trying to do is maybe ram the thing to call an IL-2 bomb strike. They could still call that in. If he gets recon, he could absolutely call an IL-2 bomb strike in on target and try to hit it. Milam, though, he's looking great. He has tons of resources, specifically manpower, to keep calling in stuff. We have more Jacksons coming on in. Infinite is burning through his reserves, though. Longrod's doing fine. He's like, well, they haven't really penetrated my outer line. Oh, well, I guess I'll just keep doing my thing of providing Calliope support in mid and murdering everything. Because, yeah, the Calliopes are over 50 kills combined for just those two. And you had Infinites, and they're almost 100. So, yeah, good job. Very good job. But anyway, oh God. Panther is now being just torn apart. Can he get out in time? No, he cannot. Jackson's execute him. And now this Panzer IV has to hold off and get the enemy alone. Again, the artillery's doing work. I'll give this artillery this. It's at least getting a decent amount of kills and at least trying to hold off those Calliopes. Though it looks like the outer defense the Germans tried to create is falling apart very quickly. And yeah, pack fire is hitting the T-34. Might get the kill in that Vet 3 one. by God, that would be a loss right there for a Vet 3 T-34 to die. It is 85, but still, that's a hell of a loss. Rangers pushing on 35 kills. It looks like they stole a Panzerschreck, so not too shabby. King Tiger is still doing what he can with 20 kills. He lost his infantry support, but hey, White could easily deploy a Sturm. That's what they needed. He needed a Sturm Tiger. All right, another plane crash. Hopefully, it didn't kill a German infantry unit, but it wouldn't surprise me at all. Yeah, Germans, they have a lot of Panzerwerfers now. They decided to go fully on artillery. Not a bad idea, but also you still need something to guard your front. Because the Jackson, you can still send a Jackson in to go kill this stuff. Not efficient, maybe as a T-34, but theoretically you could still. It's just one of those things I just don't get. Yeah, Sturm Pioneer going on in, trying to stop. Yeah, this game's done. There's Jagdpanzer here. Now he's getting more Jagdpanzers. I'm surprised we didn't see more airstrikes and Sturm Tiger shots. That's what I was expect. Like, if I was White, I would absolutely get a Sturm Tiger on this map, because then you could, like, the amount of forces that were here, you could have it here, fire over, boom, hit all of them. It's, I don't know, something like that where I could easily see it. But that's just me. IL-2 bomb strike coming on in. I'm assuming he's something over here. Oh, he's going to get 2 for 1. Oh my God, that's, well, that was a leg on the screen. That's a hell of a way to go. Great IL-2 bomb strike there though. And yeah, it's gonna be it. That's gonna be game. They'll get a few more shots in. King Tiger will do what he can, but they're not gonna go for the point. So, in short, what do I have to say about this game? By the way, thank you, Milam, for submitting this. Though, if I recall correctly, you said it was because of Longrod's defensive structures that you wanted this. And by God, I'll give you that. I haven't seen someone do that type of defensive structure in a while. Infinite, though, most damage and most kills. But by the way, thank you for being an awesome Patreon supporter, Milam. Seriously, thank you for supporting me. Along with everyone else, because I know Longrod, Rifle, and Infinite, you guys support me in all sorts of ways. So thank you so very much for your support as well. Anyway, enemy team, what can I say about you guys? You guys were doing great. That's the thing. Like, I can't say any of you were terrible. Even Relatable Guy being like, oh, he's the lowest, he's the weakest. He still got a lot of kills and most damage. And just remember, he's dealing with that shit. He made the... in my opinion, he made the right call of just leaving that behind. Like, there's certain times where I'm like, well, you have to have something to go fight that front. At this point, I'm like, unless you find, like, a crack in the line, I don't know. I don't know. Like, good luck. Just good luck. As we saw with that Panther, it just became a maze, and plus a whole smorgasbord of traps that you just didn't want to deal with. So yeah, I 100% get it. And actually, the focus in middle assaults might have been better if Relatable Guy actually made another artillery piece. That might have actually worked to kind of break up the allied armor. But not too shabby, all things considered. Not too shabby. Yeah, also top kills goes to White. White consistently, I think, had some of the best armor battles of this game. Him, HK, I think, lost a bit more. Actually, I think HK lost way more Panthers. Yeah, he lost quite a bit. Let me double check with White. I'm going to still say he lost quite a bit. Yeah, but not at least not to the extent as HK, I want to say. Okay, it's close. Slightly on par. But, so anyway, bug splat. Sorry about that, guys. But what I am trying to say is, overall, the Germans did very well. They had some great engagement, some great battles, and had a good round. But hey, what do you guys think? Again, Allies did great as well. Longrod's defensive structures, haven't seen that, did really well. And, yeah, that just became a whole smorgasbord. But, yeah, if you have a good replay or something different, send it to me at greyshotproductions@gmail.com, and I'll take a look. But, yeah, that was a battle. That was a battle. And this has been Greyshot17. I'll see all of you next time. Hello everyone, this is Greyshot17, and before I go, I want to give a special shout out to Patreon supporters Milam, Joey G240, Anton, Bishara, Ion, PyroShark, Ace, and Jakub Ocwieja. Seriously guys, thank you so much for your amazing support, especially over the past month. Been through a lot of personal hurdles, but you guys make it a little easier knowing that you guys support me. And same thing with the patrons down below. But this has been Greyshot17 and his amazing patrons, and I'll see all of you next time.